Hello, welcome. This is Karen from Stein Salvage Creations again. And I am going to get started on these three pieces of furniture. First, I'm going to kind of zoom in on it. This is a dresser. It has a mirror that goes on the top of it. Then I'm going to pair that with these two mismatched nightstands. If I can make them so that they all have the same color, hopefully they will look and they'll blend together so that, you know, maybe it'll look like one cohesive set. Because sets sell better than individual pieces, so I'm hoping that that will be the case, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is start taking all the drawer handles off of them, then get some crud cutter on it and start doing some cleaning. Okay, hi there, I'm back. Hey, there's Bella. Say hi to my dog Bella. Hi Bella, you're such a sweet baby. Okay, so I'm going to get started on sanding all of these cabinets and drawers and the dresser so that I can start putting on some of the primer. I'm going to get started with sanding right now. Karen here with Stein Salvage Creations. I have finished sanding all of the dressers, the drawers. Had to take the top off the other one, and I'm just waiting for some things to dry on that. And I'm going to get started with priming. I'm going to use Zinsser Fast Prime 2 primer and sealer so that I can then put some paint on it in just a little bit. Okay, here we are back in the shop. This is Karen again with Stein Salvage Creations. Now I have primed the larger dresser, all the drawers, the two smaller tables over here. Got them all primed. I was experimenting with some stain also and thinking that that might look cool. I was just put some of this plastic wood filler in, and then I'll sand that off and see if it will take the stain and see what that looks like. I think it looks kind of cool. Kind of experimented over here on the top of this larger one too, on the side, like that. So then I'm going to start doing some painting here. Before I start painting, I'm going to take a excuse me, 120 grit sandpaper and just kind of smooth out all of the primer. Then I'm going to take some Rust-Oleum chalked paint in linen white and get some of the paint on there. Alright, now that I have sanded, primed, and painted all three of my pieces, my next step is to get started with staining. So I'm going to get started with staining this first one here, this little nightstand. And what I did to begin with is I applied some stain and I just wanted to see what it looked like. But then I saw that there were some little holes or divots in them. So I took some plastic wood filler and filled those in. And now I'm going to get started with staining. In order to apply the stain, I will use just a piece of an old t-shirt is what I'm using actually, and just wiping that on. I'm using Minwax wood finish in a dark walnut color. So to do this, I'm just going to dip this into my stain and then just wipe it on. Hello, welcome back here to Stein Salvage Creations. I have finished with the sanding, the priming, the painting, and now I have stained the top of each one of my dressers. Now, there was a spot, if you watched me, that I need to go back over because the stain kind of dripped on this part, so I'm going to go over that with some paint right now. We have to put primer on it first. bit of rain coming in here. I had to go shut that door. There was some dirt blowing through here. I don't need this beautiful furniture to get ruined in the rain. There's also another one over here on the front of this drawer. I think I had my gloves on while I was staining, and I moved this drawer over here. I'm going to put some paint on the front of this, cover that up. Let that dry. I do think that there was one spot here on the front of the dresser that needed to be stained, somewhere on this end, on the very, very front. Let me grab my gloves here again. Those on. Grab my piece of t-shirt fabric here and just try and just rub that on here. Okay, so my next step is going to be distressing, and then I can add the top coat on all the paint and then the polyurethane on the stain. Okay, here I am with this mirror. I sort of kind of forgot about it, to be honest, so I need to get this prepped and ready for some primer and some paint to go with it. I think I'm going to make it white like the dresser. I think that will make it pop against that dark top. And so I'm just using a 120 grit sandpaper, and I am doing some hand sanding. So I heard from another person that was posting some videos on YouTube that you could use playing cards instead of painter's tape in a mirror, and then the tape doesn't like seep underneath there. So I'm going to try that. I put these playing cards around here like this. Kind of overlap them and put them all the way around, and then I will start with priming, and then I will paint it. Hopefully this works. Time will tell. Okay, next step here is to paint my mirror now that the primer is dry. So again, I'm using this Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte finish in the color Linen White. So I will paint this. here we are. I'm at the almost finished point here. And I'm going to start distressing some of the white parts of the dresser. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a 120 grit sandpaper and then just start distressing the edges of all of the white parts and maybe some of the drawers. And then after that, I would put on the top coat or wax that goes onto the chalk paint. And then I'll put some polyurethane on top of all of the stain parts. Okay, so now I am to the point where I'm going to add some polyurethane to the dressers that I have finished here. So I'm going to start with using just some fast drying polyurethane that I have. Here it is. It's called Minwax polyurethane. And I'm going to get started.